Hey, you. Yeah, you. See this button right here? Press it. Subscribe to the channel. Shalom.
Both of y'all, your nationality, y'all both told me y'all brothers, right? So y'all come from the same mother, father, or the same lineage, right? Same people. So on one hand is what we learned when we got off the slave ship, right? African American, Negro, color, so on and so forth. West Indian, Jamaican. But before we got off these slave ships, what was we calling ourselves?
Good question.
12 tribes of Israel, tribe of Judah, Benjamin, Levi. We understood that we were the real Jews, Jeremiah 14:2. Y'all believe in the Bible? I grew up in the church, right? We just stopped going to church, right? Why? They ain't teaching us nothing. They ain't teaching us nothing. Get Jeremiah 14:2. Watch this.
Jeremiah 14, verse 2. Judah mourning.
So Judah, right? That's what I just said. Y'all from the tribe of Judah. Right here, the top tribe. That's the same tribe Christ came from. The tribe of Judah. Let's get some description about Judah.
And the gates thereof language.
The gates meaning our leaders, right? Because like you see this gate around the church, that's supposed to protect the church from intruders, right? Keep unwanted people out. So the same thing with us as a people. The gates represent our leaders. They're supposed to protect us, right? Go ahead.
They are black.
The tribe of Judah is what?
They are black.
Come on.
Unto the ground.
Now let's look at our skin, right? Let's bring that back. Now, the scripture just said they're what?
They are black unto the ground.
We're black unto the ground.
Yes,
what does
sir.
the ground look like? The dirt. Brown.
Right,
Different shades of brown, right? The deeper you go, the darker it get. That's why we got different shades of brown. Because your skin tone would be like a tan, light brown, and so on and so forth, right? Mine would be like caramel or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Different shades of brown, right? Come on.
They missed it. And the crop.
Hey, brothers, y'all catch that? Y'all brothers, cousins? Brothers? These are two brothers right here. What's your nationality?
Yeah.
What's your daddy? What's yours? Same thing? So now, is your grandfather on your father's side black or Mexican?
Black.
Black, right? Give me Numbers 1 and 18. So now watch this, bro.
Not gonna bite.
Would you say your race is based off your mom or your dad? Your mom's, right? That's what we've been taught, for sure, right? Same thing with me. I got, that I know of, 6 siblings, right? We all got the same mom, different dads, right? And so we always grew up like, these are my real siblings. We came from the same vagina, right? But let's get a little bit more detail on how we dealt as a people, right? Read that.
Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together.
You see us assembling together, right? We assembling ourselves together. Come on.
On the first day of the second month.
Come on.
And they declared their pedigrees.
We establish our what?
Their pedigrees.
Our pedigree. We establish our pedigree. You know what a pedigree is? Who like dogs? Right? You like dogs, right? You got a dog? No? You ever had one? What was his pedigree? Okay. What was his bloodline? That's what I'm asking. What was his lineage, right? Like, was it y'all familiar with bullies? Right? Was it a Dax line? Was it a Remy line? You know what I'm saying? What was his bloodline? Meaning, what was his father, right? What was established, right? So, when you talk about pedigree, it's talking about, for us humans, race. What's your race? What's your nationality? How do we establish our nationality as a people?
After their families, by the house of their father.
By the house of what?
By the house of their father.
By the house of your mother.
Their fathers.
Why would God say the house, you establish your race by your father? Why do you think so?
What's going on, boss man? You mean
we came from the father, right? How did we get here? Man and woman having sex, right? The man plants his seed into the woman. And then the woman nurtures that seed, and we're born through the canal of the woman. But we were already swimming in our father's scrotum, right? So we was already alive. Give me Jeremiah 1 and 5 just to prove that. We was already alive. Why you think when they if a man or somebody kills a pregnant woman, right? They call it, they double homicide.
That's true.
Now, when does that life start? When does it start?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you right here in the scripture when that life form started. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 1 verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Before I formed thee in the belly.
God says, before I formed thee in the belly. So before we was in our mother's belly, where were we? Read that.
That's right.
Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee.
He said, I knew you. In order to know something or someone, right, you got to be alive. You got to be, what do you call that thing? An entity of some sort, right? You got to be in existence already. Read.
And before thou camest forth out of the womb.
And he said, and before you came out of the womb, before you was 9 months, 8 months, and you came out, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I sanctified thee.
He said, before you got into your mother's womb, and before you came out your mother's womb, I what?
I sanctified
I
thee.
sanctified thee. I separated you. I set you apart for what?
And I ordained thee a prophet.
And I ordained you a prophet. Meaning, guess what? I'm going to put my words in you, and you're going to tell everybody else. You're going to prophesy about the things to come. God said, I done that. I sanctified you already before you came out your father's nutsack. Before you was in your mother's womb, I already ordained you a prophet unto the nations. That's showing you that you already alive when you in your father's nutsack, before you got into your mother's womb. Because guess what? The mother, when the seed gets in there, right? Because remember, it got to swim to the egg, right? The egg has the nutrients for the seed to grow. But just like with an apple, right? If we, the seed is already there. You know what I'm saying? It just needs to be planted into the soil to get nutrients, to get the sun, right? And then it grows into a tree, an apple tree, and produces much fruit. Just like us, we have the ability to produce much fruit. But we already what we are before we get planted, right? So now, your nationality is based off who? That's your tribe of Judah of the nation of Israel, but it's based off and established by what? Your father, right? So now, that's why I asked you, is your father Mexican or is he black, right? You told me black. So you come from your father, right? That's what your race is based off of, your father. Your race is based off your father. Your mother does not dictate your race, right? Now you said your mother was Mexican and Filipino, right? So now based off, depending on what her father is, right? If her father's Mexican, she would come from the tribe of Issachar.
Right.
Like the brother that was over there. The Issachar, why you think blacks and Hispanics be in the same neighborhood?
Bring it out, bring it out.
Go back to Jeremiah 14:2. I want to show these brothers. So young brothers, right? Black is a color, right? Your skin pigmentation don't look like black, like your cap you got on, right? So it's not our race. It can't be a race and a color. You know what I mean? So now, I'm telling you that you are from the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
You are a real Jew.
Bring it out.
You're not African American. You're not mixed, for that matter. Can there be a such thing? Can I take an apple seed, plant it in every continent, and it be a mixed seed? Can I plant it in Russia? I can plant it in Russia, Asia, America, Hawaii, and what's gonna grow? An apple seed. It ain't gonna be a mixed apple and an orange, right? It's gonna be an apple seed. So the same thing with us. you're not mixed. You're gonna come out with different characteristics and features, right? The same thing with that fruit. It's gonna come and may come out with some stripes on it. You know what I mean? Like the little yellow, the yellowish, whitish, red. You know what I'm saying? Different colors on it, right? You look at an apple crisp. You know what I'm saying? It got some streaks on it. You look at a granny apple, it's straight green. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. We come out with different features depending on that environment that we're planted in. Just like the environment of a woman. The mother has different DNA, right? You take on some of your mother DNA, but your race is based off your father. Right. You come from the tribe of Judah. Now, let me get you some details that I got these brothers already on the tribe of Judah. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 14, verse 2. Judah mourning.
So we're talking about the tribe of Judah. That's why he said Judah. Judah is mourning, right? When you look at today, because the word mourning means what? Is somebody? Huh? Nope. I did say mourning, right? But if I say, man, my brother over there mourning, man, he lost his mother. He mourning right now. What do you think I'm saying he doing? He down. You know what I'm saying? He hurt. He crying. Because there's good mourning, like it's spelled differently. There's a U and the mourning that I'm talking about, right? There's no U and the mourning as in, you know what I'm saying, grand rising or whatever the case may be. So the mourning that we're talking about is crying out. Right. Black people, so-called black people, have been crying out, mourning, since we stepped foot on this soil. That's right. Remember in the 60s? Hands up, don't shoot, no justice, no peace. Nat Turner, you're familiar with that? The brother was fighting, he killing, slaying people, trying to free his people from slavery and oppression. Right? So we've been mourning ever since we got here. We're still mourning today. What we saying today? We laying down in the streets, right? The brother Stephon Clark got murdered, right? We mourning, crying out for that. We going to protest. So read that again.
Judah mourning.
We out here protesting for equality. We've been doing it since we got here. Read.
And the gates thereof languish.
And our leaders are weak. We don't have no. What real leaders do you think we got in the black community, young brother? What real leaders do we have? You got to get the breath from your. Hey, man, slide back, bro. Slide back, all right? So now, what real leaders do you think we have in the black community?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Come get your fly before y'all go. Hey, young bro. Bro. What's going on with you, bro? I got a question for you. What real leaders do we have in the black community? What do y'all think? What real leaders? Who are our leaders in the black community? We don't have none. Read that part again. In the gates.
And the gates thereof languish.
And the gates languish. Get Lamentations 5:14.
Bring it out.
The gates represent leaders. God is telling us we don't have real leaders. Our leaders have failed. Like, remember we had Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Sojourner Truth. What happened? Where are those men today? We don't have them. We got Lil Wayne's, you know what I'm saying, 50 cents, things like that. What are they promoting? They're promoting drugs, violence, whoremonger, baby mama, baby daddy, right? We don't have real leaders. No one that's uplifting us. No one is telling us, bro, you're not a nigga. You're not a spick. No one's telling us, look, brother, you don't have, gangs is not the only way. No one is doing that for us. Read.
Lamentations 5, verse 14.
Bring it on.
The elders have ceased.
The what?
The elders.
The elders, right? The elders are the older people of the community. The elders have what?
Have ceased from the gate.
When something ceases, what does that mean? It stops. When something ceases, right? When something ceases, right? That means it stopped, right? You ever heard the term cease and desist? Right? It stopped. So the elders, our leaders, have ceased from the gates. Look at the gates around this church right here. What are these gates meant to do? Protect. Our leaders no longer protect us. They don't care about us. Read, y'all gotta go? Yeah. All right, brother.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is They should